What's up, guys? I'm popping on early, a few minutes early, and so we can catch up, hang out, maybe go over a few things before Ham gets here. He'll be here at around 9:10, 9:15 is when he said he's going to call, so we'll be ready for him. We'll be ready and waiting. What's up, Jeff? There's a lot of peeps already talking. Oh, hold on a second. Somebody just called. Oh my God, sorry. My wife is talking about getting a puppy. I'm like, what are we doing right now? Now is not puppy time. But, who's going to stop them once they make up their minds? Anyways, set my phone so I don't miss Ham. He'll be on, like I said, around 9:10, 9:15, so that gives us 20 minutes or so. But, all right, let's see who's all here. What is up? So I said hey to Jeff, Armand, Toe Cramp, AC, what's going on? Jerome, Tina, BB, Technology, howdy Ace. Good evening. Good evening to you. Alerts, what's up? Akira, what's your IPA tonight? Akira, what you got? Girth, what's going on? Susan, Vinman. I say Ham says again 10 times. At least 10. Are you kidding me? Kathy, what's up? AC, my voice is getting better. I'm almost there. I'm like right at the finish line. I'm 90% now. Just a little more gunk clearing up. Last night I was coughing like crazy though. It was all trying to come up. Not fun. ZJYL gonna rock it. Looking good still. Absolutely. Party in my pants. What's up? Aloha. Brenda, it's nice to have you. Cool bird. My good Charlotte man. What's up, my good Charlotte man? So now chilling, watching King of New York. Nice. Richie, my guy. Frankie, Coopers. What kind of puppet? We don't know yet. She's going nuts. She's following on social media some couple of local places that keep posting puppies and stuff. It's we always like to rescue dogs because they're very loyal once they're rescued. But what's up, PC3? Call him Puppy Ham. No, I think we're gonna name it Purdy because that's my kind of guy. What's up, Greg? Yeah, alerts tweets are awesome. I agree. Tea and honey. Actually, we ran out of honey, so just tea tonight. But I need to get some more. Last night, man, I started to lose it a couple times with my voice, so I need to keep it warm. I got my ice water here, my tea here. I'm ready. I'm ready now. It's always puppy time. Easy for you to say. You're not paying for it. It's not your furniture getting chewed up. I love dogs, but I'm tired. I'm a tired man. AP, what's up? Nick, what's up? Jay says, dry January in the books. Well, for you, Two-Hearted. That's a good one, man. I love Two-Hearted. Good. I can't go dry when the NFL playoffs are on, especially when the Niners are in. So I'll go dry after, maybe. I've been doing good, though, only on the weekends. Kira, Sycamore, small batch. Nice. That's a good one. Frank, what's up? Daryl, GDC chart looks ready now. Okay. Tomorrow, MACD crosses. Cross today, maybe not. Beautiful. All Americans are some of the best dogs. All Americans? I don't know what that is. I'm on early, like I said. So let's just go over a few things while we're waiting on Ham. Right here, Trisha posted this today. I mean, actually, this guy posted it, but I saw it from Trisha first. Lots of people posted it. But here's the official vote for the split. All right. So we have an official split now coming, ZJYL. I'd say that it was close. It was close. This is probably what it looked like in Trump-Biden 2020 before the 3 a.m. drops. This is what the real vote count was. But I digress. Anyways, but ZJYL is going forward. Looking good. It says by March 31st, but listen, they can do it anytime now. It's a split. It's easy. It's no money's not gonna change. Nothing like that. It's just the shares. So it could happen tomorrow. Now that this is out there, I mean, we could wake up Monday and it's split. So it's gonna happen soon. So this is great news though. Great news because we know this is going to be harder on the shorts, and ZJYL is already pumped. Even though today was a little rough, but not too bad. A lot of people were scared to go down to like 170 today. Not even close. I think ZJYL is going to be great going forward. I'm really not worried. Speaking of ZJYL, this Ham posted this. I know he'll talk about this tonight, but counterfeit shares north of 10 million shares. That's huge. That's huge when the float is so low. Best part is they're underwater by $215. So what did it close at today? Like 238, something like that. So they started shorting it down. Let's just call it at $20. Okay, 25 bucks. That's nuts. They're stuck. This is killing the shorts right now. So he says look back at June 12th. Looks like a BN then. I don't know where Ham hears this stuff, but I trust him. I mean, why else just throw out those numbers? He already knows they're stuck. So this is even a better opportunity than we thought. This could really, really send it in a crazy way. I mean, you see how little volume there is on this stock. It didn't even trade 40,000 the last couple of days. And even if you times that by 20, you got 400,000. That's not even a million it's trading at, even once it goes. So this is a lot of potential to blast off here. Doug, what's up? You tried to sell kidney today to buy. Oh man, I'm sorry about that, Doug. That's rough to buy ZJYL G-Giant Finger. Maybe tomorrow. No, God bless. I think you might be able to get some. I heard Ukraine's looking for organs and money and stuff. So maybe you could do a black market deal there. Gary, looking forward to hearing. Oh, thanks, man. There is a lot going on. Especially, I'm really excited to have Ham on tonight to finally hear what went down at the conference from his perspective, all that. And so it's going to be good. I'm glad he actually called me today, was like, hey, you going on tonight? I was like, yeah. It's like, let's do this. It's like, okay. So your lady and you foster no less than 30 Bichon puppies. Wow, that's amazing. Good for you. Cool Burr, what? Who wants to know this 118 votes against the split from? Yeah, the couple of shorts in there. Do you think it'll happen, or will they announce and schedule it? On splits, it can just happen. I mean, think about all the reverse splits where like the CEO mentions it one day and the next day it happens. I mean, yeah, you got a split. I don't think they have to announce it. I think it can just happen. So, Dave, what's good? Jack, all right. Catch you live. You got caught on the previous shows? Oh, thanks, man. And the prayers at the end. I'm glad you guys like that. They had to drop notes for the brokerages. That makes sense. Do you think they'll let TS lose the super game? I think I think we might be playing the rest as well. But I'll tell you what, I've watched every Super Bowl for the last 25 years, and I would say there's only one or two of those that I'd say was iffy with the refs. I feel like once they get to the Super Bowl, they don't care as much because they got the ratings. All they want is a good game. And that's all that matters once you finally get to the Super Bowl. They rarely care about who wins, in my opinion. So I'm not too worried about being rigged, but we'll see. Yeah, Avid's video on Finger was great, Jay. It was really good. You guys should watch it if you get a chance. Record date to be in the split. The split, your shares are going to be split no matter what, Stoney. It's not a dividend. So record date, it said January 12th, but I don't think it really matters, honestly. How long will this squeeze last? I have no idea. I have a feeling that once it goes, it'll be fast because there's not that many shares. Overall, it's a small float. 6.2 million votes, one per share. I'm guessing that's what it was, Gretchen. Yeah. Jasper talking to Frank. Let's see here. I think Alex, I think it said in there that the record date was the 12th of January. Yeah. Outstanding ordinary shares of the record date. Oh, I guess that's just the record date for the shares they counted. But that sounds to me like the shares are counting for the split. So that's what I'm guessing it is. You see that right here? Ukraine has plenty of organ donors. That's true. You have limit orders at 195 and 200 for GTII. You think it'll drop to that price by Monday or rocket? GTII? You must be talking about ZJYL, Jay. I don't know. I have no idea what ZJYL is going to do. I think at this point, ZJYL is we're just in that up and down bob until it pops. That's how I see it. But this split, now that this is officially out there, this could have impact on tomorrow. So thanks, Barbara. I'm trying to sound better. Do I think Ham will ever show us his face? He will show you in person. He'll meet you in person. But online, probably not. Probably not. I just got to keep checking on here, making sure I don't miss him. For some reason, my phone doesn't like to ring when he calls. What isn't rigged? I don't think the Super Bowl this year is going to be rigged. I don't think I haven't seen many Super Bowls that you could make the case were rigged. There's a couple, but most Super Bowls are pretty fairly played. Can I ask if anyone's having a problem with GTC or on? Oh yeah, I've heard about this. A lot of people. Jay had his problem. A lot of people getting their GTII and finger GTC orders canceled. You know, that's what they do. They're just messing with us, and maybe it's a sign of something coming. Who knows? Things get feistier when when these things get close. So yeah, 10 million times 20 now. That's right. So now it's wild. I'll go back to that tweet from Ham. What's up, Vanden? Not legal. Says record date for vote on split was the 12th. Okay. Brett, in my opinion, with the clear-cut attitude the insiders have for the shorts and ZJYL, they will just drop the split and cause chaos. It will pop so hard. Element of surprise is priceless. I love it, Brett. I'm hoping you're right. XRQ, gotta tell someone bounced a ham radio signal off the International Space Station, made contact many states away. That's awesome. Corey, I could talk to him about the banking sector, what banks might crash. I don't think Ham is that. He's not paying as much attention to what bank, so that's something that the entire banking system's under stress right now. I mean, did you guys, I shared a video, but we'll cover a couple of things real quick I wanted to cover before Ham gets here that has to do with this. So this is why the market was up today. Even though they're not expecting a Fed to cut anymore, the markets are still pricing them in. Okay, they're up to 23% chance of 7 interest cuts. It's like they're crazy, but they're pricing this in. It's part of how they're manipulating the market to stay up. So it's really that simple. They had their bad day yesterday. Earnings came in, and now they're lying to themselves to prop back up the market. So that's really all you need to know there. Remember yesterday we talked about the smaller banks, commercial real estate. The Xerox building in Washington D.C. just sold for $25 million, and it sold for $145 in 2011. So 13 years ago, it sold for 6 times more than it just sold for, and that's not counting inflation too. So let's make that just an even 20 for inflation compared to this right here. So that's 7 times drop in commercial real estate. 83% loss, they say, and that's just look. We're getting into trouble. We're getting into trouble. I shared this video. Let me pull it up here. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but you guys watch this video when you get a chance. This guy does really good deep dives on stuff. He is great. But he just did a video on the banks and a new rule they're passing so that they're trying to get it passed so that they don't have to they'll waive margin requirements for big banks during high volatility. In other words, the banks that are they're buying and selling everything on margin, they're going to make it so they can't get margin called when things get really bad. So in other words, they won't have to pay their debts when times are tough. That's insanity, but that's what they're trying to do. But it just shows you what's coming. So I hope that answers your question on the banks. I talked a lot more on the banks last night, so you might want to go back and watch my live from last night if you really want to know what's going on in the bank stuff. But it's getting crazy. It really is. I will show you one more thing on the banks here that I just saw because this is important. Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. So the BTFP program, they're going to cut off March 11th. It already dropped by $2 billion this week. Like January 2020, remember leading up to March 2020, Powell has begun pulling emergency liquidity away from the banks at the worst possible time. So right when it's getting tough, he's pulling the liquidity away. So that's there you go. I'm telling you, March, it's going to be March Madness. It's going to be absolutely wild. So, all right, let's catch up here before Ham gets on with you guys. Do we set a GTC order even though the forward split hasn't been done yet? Yeah, you could. Their algorithm, once they punch in the numbers for the forward split and everything gets split up, it should automatically do the math for you and hold your GTC order. So worst case scenario, you got to reset it. What happened to DBMM? Victor, man, I haven't talked about DBMM in months. There's just nothing going on there. There's still a lot of people who are really big on it, but I've never seen it. So I'm not the right channel for DBMM, Victor. Sorry. I've never seen any reason to be bullish behind that. I know they're naked shorted down. I know it's a big deal. I know the potential's there, but I don't see that company doing anything to make it happen. So that's why I just don't watch it. It's going to get very sporty in the market very soon, says damn it. Yep, absolutely. E-Trade cancel your GTI orders in pre-market today, Ryan? Wow. Moody, what's up? You had a dear friend died from cancer a while back. I'm sorry. She's a huge KC. Oh, well, Moody, I won't take that personally. Look, I liked the Chiefs a couple years ago when they hadn't won forever. I think Mahomes is amazing. I love watching him. But the whole Pfizer Kelsey thing pissed me off. And they kind of became the enemy this year because of that. Once Kelsey's gone, I'll like the Chiefs more again. They do things the right way. I like their coach. Mahomes is great. Yeah, and then of course Kelsey's dating Taylor Swift, which I didn't always dislike Taylor Swift. Only in recent years she got really annoying. I liked her in the early years, but that's less so than the Pfizer thing. Once you sell out to Pfizer, I'm like, ugh, I can't. You just made a deal with the devil. So, but Moody, I get it. I definitely get it. You got to root for your friend's team. Mark, puppy, I have 6 puppy kids. I do, and I have a dog, but they want more. They always want more. Brett, did I by chance get to see FINRA response to MMTLP? It's been a year. You got the same rhetoric. No, I didn't. I did hear Ham posted something really good today, and I'm sure he'll talk about it. The guy talking about blue sheets and how easy it was to get from FINRA all the time. And it was just like, oh, so why can't MMTLP get it? Just one of those other things. It's like, it makes no sense. It's so stupid. It just shows you that they really can get it anytime. Easy. Northwest. Heard what Budweiser wants to do for the ads. They're bringing back the Frogs, Dogs, and Clydesdales. Oh, my God. That's hilarious. Bring back the good old days before. It's smart. I got to say, it's smart there. So, you like that Ian guy, Barb? Yeah, he's great. Jorge, Ace not always on my live. See videos to catch up on my finger in GTI. Oh, thank you, Jorge. That's very sweet. I'm not going anywhere, Jorge. I'm not going anywhere. I feel like I'm just now starting to feel like I'm getting comfortable doing this and getting better at what I'm doing. So I'm not going anywhere. But thank you for the kind words. I'm going to keep making videos and keep having guests, and we'll keep moving. Chris, your GTC order expired this morning. Took you an hour to go through, and closing day expired again. Wow. This is all E-Trade. E-Trade's going through something. Banks are hot like RFK Jr.'s TikTok. Oh my, that was too funny. Did you see him respond to the guy today? He was like, what, you guys thought I had TikTok back then? So, Donald, your E-Trade canceled yours too. Wow, that's a lot of people getting their orders canceled. Powell wants to get the pain over with. I agree, Apollyon. I think he's going to allow it to... I think he's going to allow it to be purged, and it's going to be ugly. I think it's going to be really ugly this time. The banks are in such a bad place. It's going to be bad. Smash the like. Thank you, Robert. Yeah, guys, if you don't mind, hitting that like. Ham should be here any minute. He'll be calling me any minute now. So yeah, please smash the like, share if you want people to know about this stuff, know about market fraud. If we can snap one person a night out of the days of thinking our markets are fair and, break them out of their Netflix haze where they're trusting that their 401k is going to make them rich when they're older. Everybody we can wake up, it helps. So yeah, please like, share, subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate it. Is there a date for the split? Not of yet, but they said up until March 31st, but it'll happen before then. They have no reason to wait. Yeah. Oh, you're good, Victor. No worries. Donna, good evening. Oh, you're not that late. Your husband's 70th birthday. Happy birthday to your husband. That's awesome. Ham's coming on. That's the news tonight. He's going to have a lot of good stuff to share with that conference. As far as I know, he hasn't been on mine or Ham's, or sorry, not Ham's, Williams since everything went down at the conference. So there should be lots of good finger and ZJYL news and maybe something for GTII. I'm hoping. That's what I'm looking forward to. Lions will be back next year. You guys just kept your offensive coordinator, so that definitely makes the Lions a little more bullish next year because your offense is really what makes that team run. So you guys should be back. I see no reason not to. Mahomes the last 2 games was under pressure like he'll be against the Niners. Maybe. Our pass rush has not been the best lately except for Bosa, but I hope you're right. This hit like 87. That's Kelsey's number. Get out of here. Jay, you hope E-Trade honors limit orders I have. I have a bad feeling. I'm not sure what to do. Remember, E-Trade is now our friend MS. Oh, Morgan Stanley. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. A1R, put your ZJYL shares out for sale at a high price to make sure Fidelity wasn't loaning them out. It's a smart move. Smart move. Just make sure it's really high. It would be the only thing I'd tell you. When's the next time William will come on? I don't know. I heard things got a little snippy with him today, and I didn't see it, but guys, we just need to be easy on William. He's old. I know he's going through some hard stuff. Some stuff is not public, so just have grace on William. He's a good dude. He's fighting hard. He's old. And he's tired, so we just gotta have some grace on him. Oh, thanks, alerts. I do good work. I appreciate that. Let's have a good Friday next week. Yeah, Pedro was amazing. Goodwill. We'll have him back. Don, you're the 70th like. Coincidence? You don't believe in them. I don't believe in them either, so that works. Vince, the NFL wants KC to win, and so far big money's going. Is it? Sorry guys, still gunky. I'm not sure how much big money is going on because the lines moved in the Niners' favor last I saw. It was Niners 1.5 favored, and now it's Niners 2. So that implies the money's going the other way. But Jeff, your first time on the live, I always catch your replays. You're a huge Niner fan too. Awesome, Jeffrey. We got it this year. I just want to say, while I still can before Ham gets on here, that I told you guys last summer, when everybody's dogging me about my team, saying we got a crappy quarterback, I told you, if Purdy's even 80% of what he is, we're a Super Bowl team, and he's better than he was last year. So that's I'm telling you, I told you guys. That's it. So hopefully we finish the deal. 10 million shorts turns into 200 million shorts with 20 million float. Will this cause a margin call? Very well could, pickleball. We're hoping it does. We're hoping it sends them with this ZJYL split coming up. The Buckeye bookends, I know. Chase Daniels had a good game finally. He's been quiet lately, but last game was good. Tight end for the Lions killed it. He's good, man. Laporta, he's awesome. Aaron, your mother sent you a check for something you paid for her $300. I bought a second full jersey. I love it. Good job. It's so funny. I was buying, I have 3 shares of ZJYL. That's all I can afford. And I had to move a lot around even to make that happen. Look, don't think because I'm on YouTube, I'm rolling in the dough. I can barely buy shares anymore of anything. I live paycheck to paycheck like a lot of you guys do. But yeah, was able to get 3 and I'm stoked about it. You got more GTI? Nice, Diana. Philip, I've convinced you that have no one to root for in the Super Bowl. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Root for good commercials then. Goodwill, wish I caught Pedro live. Curious his thoughts on GTI float. I don't know. He's very bullish on GTI though, I will say that. Benchmark, you had a difficult time finding my live. Really? Interesting. Oh, I think that's the hamster. Yep, here he is. All right. Hey.
Am I too early?
You are perfect. My phone actually rang for once too. It's amazing. All
anyway,
right.
there was a couple of things. You saw this John Berta post, right, about FINRA admits the shares can be held in foreign and overseas custodians, of which they have no jurisdiction.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, it's all over Twitter.
Okay.
I just retweeted it. I
I'll pull it up.
copied you on it a couple of times, and I just posted something up your alley. Is the 203 trillion in derivatives held by Goldman, J.P. Morgan, and other top banks causing an everything bubble? That's up your alley on the financial disaster that's coming our way. But again, John Berta's post, if anyone wants to go see it, if FINRA admits the shares held by offshore custodians, they have no jurisdiction of it. So these guys are parking all these naked shorts over there while our SEC, FINRA do nothing. So they just keep flooding it, taking our money. Now remember, there's a lot of U.S. Players that are using their European connections to do this stuff. So, I don't know exactly how many, but there's probably European institutions. There's terrorists, as I call them. Until we know who it is, they're a terrorist for me.
Oh, yeah.
And I wrote, somebody put up, if nobody's regulating these foreign brokers, why are you letting them participate? Mm-hmm. There's no way they should be participating and have any access to our markets.
Yeah, exactly.
At all. This has been going on 36 years now. Okay? We don't know where they're parking it. We know it's someplace. They're shuffling it. They're doing all kinds of stuff. And there you go. Everybody knows now. FINRA admits it. Everybody knows. All right? We're sitting here and we have to take the shit in our face every day.
Yeah.
And, and it's just awful. Let me just start out in a different direction for a second. People, William does his YouTube call every day. He gives you his time. Again, this guy's like a brother to me, and you know what? He feels this stress differently than other people. Now, I'm going to force him to stop doing it because I don't want him to get. I don't want him to feel guilty or anything about what's going on here. This guy pours his heart into this thing. He's not financially secure in his life, and I take offense to people who attack him. And I think he's an easy target. He's a great guy. He's a guy that, I wish I had someone that I can introduce him to get married to, because that's the type of guy he is. He got on a train from Washington, D.C. to Philadelphia, then a train from Philadelphia to Atlantic City. That train broke down. He sat on a train for 2 hours. With his jacket, his shirt, his tie. He was, perfectly dressed as usual to come to dinner, meet the CEO of Finger Motion, actually sat down with him and interviewed him. He did that. He took it out of his time. He put his dog in a shelter for the day and had to reverse it. I put him back on the train last night about 9 o'clock at night, and he reversed it. Who knows what time he got home, but he got up again, showered, shaved, and he was, out here. And someone said to me, well, William looks angry. We all have stress, all right? But this guy's by himself. And, I don't appreciate people attacking him. And you know what? Stress doesn't bother me. You got the wrong guy. I don't give a shit who you are. All right? I handle it differently. And to him, it bothers him. If you lose money, that's on you. I can't stop it. I lose money, I'm the best loser in the world. All right? That's how I was trained. If you can't handle in this game taking a loss, or if you can't handle doing 2 minutes of research yourself, instead of asking him stupid questions all day and trying to put him on a spot that he said this, who said that, who said this, his interest is that everything should work. We're 100% right on this fraud. Mm-hmm. We told you before, give me a gun and a badge and I'll get the people and we'll end this, but I can't. All right? We've done everything possible. If you don't believe we're going to win, then get the fuck out of here. This is a tough fight. I've been doing it 24 years. So the scumbags and the people that attack them that have been here for 1 year looking for trades, looking for money, like we should hand it to you. It's like it's our job. All right? That's not our job. We're here to expose the short, expose what's going on here. And if we're right, it's going to change your life. That's what it's been about the whole time. It's not about us telling you to go buy a stock so you can make 25 cents and make a quarter. Those are the people that are attacked. And I know there's shills out here, people on the dark side are trying to annoy him. All right? So I stay on the calls with them a lot just so that to protect him, so if anybody comes on it. But I think the next best thing is for him to tell him to stop. And you know what? Who's going to lose? We all are, because that guy's a talent. He understands it, and he's here giving you his all every day.
Mm-hmm.
He's not thinking about himself, his future. He's not doing any of that. He tells you exactly what he's doing, and he's struggling. And I don't appreciate anybody doing that. And Ace, yourself, you got a family, you got a bunch of kids.
Mm-hmm.
You're fighting every day, and you give your time at night to do this stuff. I do the same thing. I have family issues myself, but I've been doing this for so long. Trust me, nothing phases me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm older. It doesn't bother me. I'm secure. I own my house. I own my cars. I'm okay. I will survive no matter what. Other people can't. And you're fighting for your lives, and I got it. And that's why I fight. For people like Ace, people like William, for anyone that's put up, jumped into this fight. Busy Brands, Anna, all these people. I can't name them all. The guy Dozer, people from New Orleans that I've befriended, all these different people. And, I fight for all of you. I could just say take a walk and walk away, but I don't.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I just think that people better grow up, because I will end it. I will not let him speak again.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not right. The guy doesn't need the pressure, and he's an older gentleman, and give him a break. And if they can't do it, I'm going to shut it down. All right, the guy stays on, entertaining or trying to answer questions all day long. I jump on those calls and stay on it for 5 hours. I've taken my son to school while in the middle of it, got a shake in the middle of it, drove here, and I still stayed on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to protect him from people that are attacking him.
Yeah.
And when they do attack him, I just tell him, hang up on that guy. Don't even repeat it. Get lost. I stop it. But he addresses it. He tries to give you the time, because he doesn't know if you're a good guy or bad guy. He can't feel that out. To me, anyone who asks a stupid question like that doesn't deserve an answer. All right, so that's how I feel about that, and I feel very strongly about it. Again, people write, you're a pump and dump. You're this. You know what? Call a cop. I don't even care. All right, the SEC's a disgrace. I pointed it out for 20 years. No one else has the balls to do that. I put a truck in front of the SEC to protect all of us. I ain't sitting there protecting myself. Mm-hmm. I'm exposing myself here. No one calls out the criminals more than me.
Yeah.
I go to the police. If I was a criminal, they can come arrest me. I don't even care anymore. All right. So again, on that note, let's move along. There's a post that I retweeted before. Former chief SEC official on internet enforcement, John Reed Stark. He actually he speaks. He's posted here. I'll retweet it again. And he tells everyone how you get the blue sheet investigation and what it means. If you want to understand the blue sheet, which I've been posting about for years.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they can tell in 2 seconds who owns what and where it's going. That FINRA's lying. We all know that. They are protecting, I don't know who, the system. But when the news comes out that MMTLP has 600 million shares that are counterfeited and not accounted for, the world is going to change right then and there. The game's over, and it's getting closer. All right, I've been doing this 24 years. I'm telling you we're close. I don't know the day. I don't know the minute. But they're definitely going to have to fix that situation, and people have to go to jail on that other side. And I think it's getting closer. Read the thing about John Berta, the post about offshore accounts, offshore, custodians. There's a Canadian depository. I don't know what the hell they're called in Zurich in Germany. I don't know what the hell they're called, but these guys are housing all the shorts. All the money's there, and they're just looting. For all I know, it's an Arab nation terrorist doing this. I don't know. It could be Russians for all I know. I have no idea who it is, but I don't understand. Our mutual friend Ace has told me that the Secret Service is setting up a meeting for me and their analysts. The analysts are the ones that lay out the crime.
Yeah, beautiful.
So we're getting closer. We're getting closer to that happening. Okay, they've had all the information. They researched what we have, and now they're taking it to the next level. That's all I know. Where they're telling me to go, for all I know, I'm going to a cave. I have no idea, but I'm gonna go. All right.
Yeah.
Just on the rum, the CEO again. He turned it around on a deal, and he got his stock going. Good for him. But again, he still hasn't taken on the fight
Exactly.
the way he should. You know, he stepped his toe in the water and he disappeared. All right, so that I'll address that. On GTII, there's people that presented a deal to the company, a couple of different people. I don't know where it stands. They're not my deals, so I can't answer them. I have no idea.
Yeah.
What's the company going to do? We don't have an idea. So for those who keep asking, why are we talking about GTII? What would you like me to say? I can't talk about it for more than 3 minutes. There's nothing even to say anymore.
Yeah.
Watching the same thing you're doing.
Yep.
Should we buy it? Should we sell it? I don't know. There's got to be, my gut feeling tells me that the government's going to break this wide open, which case it's a buy.
Mm-hmm.
But if the government's not going to do anything, if you see the MMTLP or crack somewhere, you know what stock to go buy. That's the time to buy it. There's got to be a sign from the gods that'll tell you that to go buy the stock. So it's either the company finding a cure for cancer, finding a major deal that will excite the whole world, or there's got to be something coming from DC. I think the silver bullet is coming from DC. All right? I don't know when it's going to happen, but that's the time you buy it. And you know what? When it does come, it's going to start running because they're going to have to cover these shorts, and it'll just go from that point. So I don't know what to tell you. If you have FU money, you want to throw into it, you buy a few shares, that's the only way I would do it right now is, FU money. All right? Don't take your whole life savings out and say, I'm going to go take a bet on this. It may work. It may not. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I hung my hat, most of my money on Finger Motion. I've been there since 2018. So it's tough for me to, dump everything I have and run away. I based it on fundamentals, which I knew. I've studied it for a long time. I went to conferences. I met the CEO. He'll sit down and talk. He'll do a one-on-one with you. If you get up out of your ass and go see him, all right? If you have concerns about it, William did a video with the CEO that's outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing he didn't ask him, which I wanted him to ask, was my only question, really, William had the rest, is as the CEO, how did the employees and management feel when they get attacked unfairly by a criminal like Capybara?
Mm.
What does it do to the morale of the company? That was my question. He didn't get to answer that. Also, William missed the dividend. He didn't talk about the dividend. I wanted him to talk about that, see if we can get an answer on that. I forgot it myself, but, I thought he would answer it. Those are the questions I had. But those questions came from William. We sat, we had a cup of coffee. He wrote down 20 questions, and he was going to answer them. And he went to see the presentation, and he waited for Martin to finish his one-on-ones with institutional people. And then William sat there patiently till he was done. He was done at 6:30. We went to dinner, and then I got him back on his train maybe 8 o'clock at night for his journey back to. He did a wonderful job. It's right there. Go listen to it. The CEO is, listening to him, he's excellent.
Oh, yeah, he was great.
He touches it. He touches on all topics. He's clear. You can understand what he's talking about. And he did say one thing, and it stuck in my mind, which I didn't know. They've only touched 5% of the 1.5 billion cell phone users in China.
Yeah, I heard that. It's crazy.
And I heard a long time ago, and I never told anyone, but I heard that Alibaba and Tencent, who are the big players in top-up business, they were helping rich people launder money out of China. For example, like, let's say Ace has got $1 billion. He'd buy $1 billion in those phone cards through Alibaba at a discount. He would set up an account in Singapore, sell them there, and he would just collect he would make the difference to lose a half a penny, whatever it may be. And he was selling the cards online. Now the money's outside of China. So the Chinese government changed the rules, and Finger Motion was part of that. This is going back to 2018. And Alibaba and Tencent will lose the right eventually, and Finger Motion has the whole game, all right, as it grows. So Finger Motion had to make sure their systems worked, which he says they did in the video. He said the Chinese government likes them because they're very good at what they do. So they really have access to the 1.5 or 1.6 billion people charging their cell phones and all that stuff. Finger Motion has access to the whole thing. They just have to grow into it. You just can't go from here to all that in one day without the infrastructure in place.
Yeah.
So slow and steady wins the race. It's been a few years. I can't believe that I invested at 287 in 1988. The stock is 225, 230, and it's 2024. And the company is a zillion times better. This is completely fraudulent activity.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. And that's what I see. And I could have sold all my stock at 9 or 10 and ran away, but I knew this thing is going to be worth a lot of money. Not thinking that it would go up and back down and be tortured. I didn't think I was going to be tortured here. But there's no way I'm letting these guys get away because it affects my whole family. So if you want to come along for the ride, I'm here to the end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going anywhere. GTII, I don't know what to say. Does the company do a deal? What kind of deal they're going to do? The things they're talking, the people that are telling me that they're big things in works, I don't know. When he does it, he does it. Would I buy it? Until I see a sign from the gods, I wouldn't. Whether it's in DC or the company, it's basically, there's, who knows, maybe 500 million shares short that has to be covered.
Yep.
That number, I stopped adding it months ago. And I told you it adds up quick. You sit there, the volume's not that big every day. It's 500, 300,000. If you sell 300,000 a day, it's 1.5 million a week, right? 6 million a month.
Oh yeah, adds up fast.
Do 6 million a month. Do 10 months of that. 60 million shares. I don't care what price it is. That's 60 more million shares. Go back 4 years now. All the numbers. Like this chairman of RUM. Where's the proof? There's an IR guy that owned the stocks. He was down in Atlantic City. And he gave William a tough time saying, we need the proof. You guys keep talking about this. Where's the proof? And I called him out. And I took William's spot and I took over. I said, every company you represent has been destroyed. So either you're the worst IR guy in creation, you pick the worst companies to back, or you're being naked shorted.
Yeah.
Because my companies are good. Well, I said, then you answered the question yourself. Don't talk to us again. Get lost. And I chased him away. Some people said to William, believe it or not, that these criminals, like the Kramers who are prancing around down there, all right, they just performing a service and using a loophole in the system, and you shouldn't be angry at them. That was one person's opinion.
Are you serious?
About this?
Oh my God.
So obviously these are people that make money with these people. Because there's no way.
Just because there's a loophole, it's okay to steal.
Right. There's no way I look up to these guys as my idol. And I would like to put them in a room and put some of the shareholders that are elderly, that have been ripped off from all different, whatever their companies they destroyed, I'm sure there's plenty of them.
Yeah.
And look in their faces and tell them, hey, we stole your money. And me and my family, we bought these Rolexes. We got nice cars and we travel. Hey, thank you. Fuck you. To you and your family, your grandkids. They don't have the balls to do that. All right? They're stealing from behind the computer, laughing as though they're God's gift to the planet. All right? And I don't know how you feel about it, but that bothers me.
Yeah.
They stole from me. I'm a younger guy, and I understood it, and I fought back.
Yeah.
Other people can't do it. They don't know how to get out of the way. It's hard. I got it. But again, people, you have to do a little legwork yourself. Ace is not going to be your know-it-all. I can't be it all. I try to retweet stuff so you can look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And, and this way you can catch what's going on here, and you can figure it out and understand a little bit.
Yeah.
Someone just posted, Biden's SEC chairman has seen his network skyrocket in recent years amid government service.
Of course.
Everyone goes to the government. Everybody goes to the government's coming out rich. I can't figure it out.
Trump's the only one who lost money.
You have to do... Excuse me?
I said Trump's the only one who lost money.
Right. That's unbelievable. But again, people, you can't rely on us to, teach you everything. There's stuff on Twitter. We post stuff on Twitter. I post 80 things a day. I think I posted 9 million tweets myself. I think I am Twitter sometimes.
Feels like
You
it
know, I get
sometimes.
people go, you tweet so much. I says, well, I'm trying to teach the person
Yeah.
who's the last person here that doesn't understand it. And that's why I retweet stuff and put it out there and say, hey, read this. It's a great read.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I take the time to read it and try to pick something out of it. A lot of stuff goes over my head. I don't understand it all. But I'm trying to learn it. If I was in a bank back office, I could tell you what the hell they're doing, but I'm not back there. I can't tell you the conversations. I can tell you the conversations that I know that people worked in the back offices that are older now that don't work there now, but said that, you know, you could do this, you could do that, you know, give us what their opinions on what they did. My older brother did buy-ins years ago, 100 years ago. When they came to him and someone was going to be bought in, he didn't care who it was.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't care who he was doing it for. For all he know, he was buying in my mother. He doesn't know. You got to buy in the stock, buy it in. They're going to lose their shirt. I could care less. That's my job. He was an executioner. That's all he was. That's how Wall Street's supposed to work. In today's world, they just let it continue. No one gets bought in on anything. The problem is the U.S. brokerage firms, we may be buying all these counterfeit shares, but it creates a fail to deliver. Or for them, a failure to receive. The brokerage firms need to receive the stock, so they have a failure to receive. I'll raise the education a crumb. When your brokerage firm buys you a stock, they have a failure to receive. They're not receiving it. The other side is a failure to deliver. They're creating a failure to deliver. We have a failure to receive. That's what it real happens. I just make it, fail to deliver. That's, this way you don't get confused.
Sure.
If E-Trade buys you 10,000 shares of GTII and doesn't get delivery of it, they need to immediately turn around and go buy it. But they do not. Because the system, these guys, they all know each other, and they just let it live. If, like I said, I've been trying to find the information. I got friends working on it, putting a proposal together to get our own brokerage firm. The street's going to hate us, but we will be our own executioner.
Mm-hmm.
You buy a stock at our firm, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. We're buying you in. You don't get delivery, E-Trade, you owe us the stock. Well, my client, we don't care. We bought him in, here's the bill. That's how it works. I spent $50,000 buying you in. Too bad. You take the lump. You go chase the client. We don't care. That's their business. That's how it's supposed to work. But it doesn't. These guys keep lending, helping each other out. Don't worry about E-Trade. I won't buy you in. Morgan Stanley. Oh, don't worry about it. Let it go. How could there not be a fail to deliver in this ZJY, whatever the hell it is,
Oh, yeah.
ZJYL? All right, I got confirmed, not guaranteed, that the naked short or the counterfeit, I won't say naked short, the SEC doesn't like when you say that off of this data, is the counterfeit is north of 10 million shares. And I looked at it and says, oh my Lord. I went back and I looked at all the data, the trades from months ago, back to June of last year. June of last year had one day it traded 6 million shares, around $8 to $13. It was going back and forth.
Wow.
They laid into it then. That's when it started. And then you go up every day and you start getting 50, 100,000 share days. And before you know it, you're at 10 million. So I went back and looked. And to myself, it looks like it's there. If there was not volume, if there was no volume, then it couldn't be 10 million. But the volume is there. It's not 100 million. It's 10. It's north of 10. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to give it a direct number. It's north of 10 million.
Yeah.
If they would split it, these idiots are going to be short, 200 million.
200 million.
Now, the average price on all those shorts on the 10 million is $20.
Wow.
They're down $200 already. And people say to me, well, the stock is levitating up here because some of those people are trying to cover. There's some people trying to short to hold it down, but there is some other people that are trying to cover. That's how the stock levitates at this high level. That's what I see. So you got a big short trying to hold it down to protect his ass. You got small shorts trying to cover. Small shorts could be someone short 100,000, 200,000. So there may be 20 of those guys. I don't know. but they're trying to cover. The big shorts trying to hold it down. You can see them try to mark it down every day. Every stock I follow, at the end of the day, they all get marked down. GDC, mark it down. Finger Motion, mark it down. GTII, ZJYL, everything I look at, at the end of the day, someone tries to mark it down 2 cents or $20, whatever they can get for the day, selling 1 share or 100 shares. It's the same pattern everywhere. Finger Motion, when we were in Atlantic City, spiked to 277 or something like that.
Yeah. And
Pete from Philly put up a thing. They sold 100,000 at the market to knock it down as fast as they can to get it below 240. They drove it down 33, 37 cents on 100,000 shares, trying to knock down and stop the momentum. The momentum is what kills these guys. They don't want any momentum in the stocks. When the stock starts to get big volume like that, what does it do? It draws attention. It brings people to the table, and they didn't want that to happen. I'm trying to think of what else I was trying to say. But
the vote was announced today,
again,
the ZJYL vote, so that's official.
Yeah,
now.
I saw that later on in the day. So, we heard that, a couple of days that it was going to get approved, and they got approved. What was it, 7 million to 100,000 shares to 100 shares or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so the whole thing got approved. So now you have to just wait for the announcement where they get the approval from, I guess, FINRA or somebody, and they forward split it. That's it. How are these guys still standing? You know what? If it's not 10 million and it's 5 million, they're still dead. And, the stock is in play already. Nobody on this phone is going to change the market in it. There's bigger players here. I heard the other day there was a big fund manager buying. There was a big short seller that's buying, a very famous short seller. My friend met with him. He's buying the stock. So, again, they smell blood. The word gets around. We can't change it. There's no options. I can't, what are you going to buy, 2 shares, 10 shares? No one can really afford the stuff.
No, it's up there.
My friend owns 25,000 shares of 110.
Wow.
And won't sell it.
I heard there was a lot of people.
At 300, listen to this.
Yeah.
At 300, my friend was up $5 million.
And he's held.
And he won't sell it.
Wow. There you go.
I mean, what can I say to that? Either he's a mental patient. He's rolling the dice. He's rolling the dice as big as you could possibly get. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's very wealthy. But it's like, I'm scratching my head. I was with him when the stock made a run to 300. Didn't even flinch. Sat down. We were talking. He went back to our conversation. He looked and said, "Dad, look at him trying to knock it down." That was it. Now I sold the share.
Yeah.
So, I'm thankful that I was able to hear the story, was told about the story, and I can give it out to people so everybody can understand it. I have not followed a forward split. I was never involved in one. People said Home Depot did it, Tesla did it, Apple did it, some other companies did it.
GameStop just did it 2 years ago. Remember they did the 4-1?
No, they did it reverse.
GameStop? No, they did the
reverse.
No, because they were at 120 and it went down to 30. It was a 4-1 forward.
GameStop did a forward split?
Yeah, that was 2 summers ago.
Oh, that's right.
And they were going to attach a dividend to it, and then the SEC screwed them and didn't let the dividend be attached.
Okay, they did do it. You're right.
Yeah.
But it held up for how long did it hold up there?
It held up
for a long time.
It held up a while. Yeah. It was only in the last year it started going down. Yeah.
Right. So what you're doing is you're throwing the mess back onto the shorts. That's what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're putting the pressure on them, and they got to try to figure out how to get out of it. But investors that were in it were lucky enough. If we could find out the price the last day before it did the forward split, and then see what happened the next day, that would be the proof that you would need to know.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't follow all these names. Again, the stock market's got plenty of stocks, and to know them all. Anyone tells you they know them all, they're full of shit. I have friends that have 10 screens, and they watch every group, and these guys are great at it, and they still don't know all the stocks.
Mm-hmm.
And they study them all day long. They just stare at them all day long. When you go to their homes, it looks like Star Wars. They got 9 screens, and I keep telling them, you only need 1 screen. What the hell's all these screens for? How many stocks are you trading? Or I like to follow every group. every group and every stock in every group. That's how they trade. I mean, some people like to be, they're all over the place. I like to stay focused on what I do. I was a different type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like to be on top of what I do and stick with that. Any questions from anybody, or
yeah, I got a couple here. Did you run into some crooks at the conference?
It's full of crooks. It's all there.
Yeah.
I did not confront anybody. My firepower wasn't with me. If my firepower was with me, I would have had no problem standing there like a flare. You understand what that means?
With a flare? No.
No, I mean, if I had firepower with me.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. If you weren't in Jersey?
I would have no problem standing like a flare on the highway.
Oh,
no problem letting them know where I am.
Gotcha, yeah.
Because if anybody would have came over, it would have been too pretty.
Those darn gun control states.
So, you know, well, the people I know carry them, so I'm not worried about that. So again, you know, if they were with me, they wanted to come, but I says, listen, I'm not going to confront anybody. But if they were there, it'd be a different story.
Yeah. Here's a question. I get people asking all the time on the forward split about the record date, but that doesn't matter for a split. Everybody's shares get split no matter what, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. So guys, don't worry about the record date. You don't need to worry about that at all.
We'll find out. We'll find out all the information. It'll come out. You wanted to see if the vote was approved. Every 7,000 people asked me if it was going to get approved. And, you know, came out today that they approved it.
Yeah.
I mean, so, you know, these things, sometimes they take a little longer. But let's go back to finger motion for a second. Finger motion, if you guys watch that video again, listen to what the CEO said. He met the CEO of Univest in Tokyo,
mm-hmm.
and he expects something from them shortly.
Yes.
He spoke to his partner, and they both said the same thing. It's in the video. He said that he expects major news soon, new deals coming up. He expects to be in the black. My friend, who's a big institutional type IR guy, well respected, he told Martin Chen right to his face, as soon as you go to the black and you don't need money, the shorts are dead. Mm-hmm. There's no story anymore. There's no short story. They can't combat that. Just get to the black and you don't need to go to the street for money, and it's over with.
Mm.
We are right there. They got $15 million. I know the people that funded the company. All right? So the company has $15 million in cash in the bank, and they're almost break even to the black, right?
Yeah.
Martin did say that the biggest costs to the company are accountants
mm-hmm.
and lawyers. People like paying Wes Christian, people paying Mark Brazil to go after shorts, having lawyers sit there and work and combat your funder, Lynn Partners, lawyers to work against them all the time. Think about that. It's all tied to criminal stuff. How could your funder create such a headache that you have to pay a lawyer, you know, probably $100,000 just to get rid of them, right?
Yeah.
Then you got to get Wes Christian trying to figure out how to sue people, the naked shorts. Then you got Mark Brazil going after Capybara. These guys all cost money. And they said we're wasting money just on these crazy things that, you know, we shouldn't have to be doing. But that's the SEC, and it helps all these small companies that are paying lawyers to do this stuff, takes away from their business, takes away from their earnings, takes away from everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, having to not pay the lawyers would have put finger motion into the black already.
Yeah.
And this is the type of things that you have to deal with on Wall Street. The SEC is a disgrace for allowing that to happen. How many small companies have done the same thing? Chasing all these criminals and the SEC running interference for it because they don't have the balls to expose it. You know, FINRA shooting down the information for MMTLP. How long is that going to go on?
Yeah.
How can they not get you have to subpoena them in order to get an answer from the government on what's going on here? Think about that. And everyone thinks that they're going to do this, the U3 halt.
Oh yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
MMTLP
Completely
was
different.
a complete fraud.
Yeah.
Not the company, the listing of all the shares and having it trade by some market maker, whoever was behind it. That was the fraud. They were alerted about the fraud from John Berta. Immediately, he told them. He had nothing to do with it. So now it's on their radar. So this thing was going to stop trading. They were going to shut it down. They shut it down earlier. And it says in the FINRA letter, they shut it down because of settlement issues. I reposted that. I cut it out of the letter. So they told you right away, it's about settlement.
Yeah.
They couldn't settle anything. So again, that's the fraud. It was complete fraud. These other companies that are doing stuff, they're not going to get shut down. No one's doing anything wrong. It's so funny. My friend, said, be careful telling people the numbers you're hearing. The SEC gets mad at it. And I'm like looking at it saying, wait a second. I'm just repeating what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
All right? I didn't say it was guaranteed. But anyway, the SEC is going to be pissed off if I say a number about ZJYL, which I don't even own, that what I'm hearing, the number is. The SEC is going to get mad at me, but not the criminals that sold 10 million shares. I'm like, this is like, it's like insane. And I told my friend, take a walk. I said, I will not. I'm going to give out the information, whatever I heard. So, I mean, just think how crazy it is that people worry about that.
Oh, yeah.
Not that the problem is, it's destroying the country.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, that these guys that sit here, that they don't, I have to be concerned. There's a John Snowden, Pat Byrne put it up there that when you live in a country and you get prosecuted as being a criminal, that means the country is run by criminals or something like that. I forget what it is. I got to pull it up now because I can't. I have to. It was so great. I saved it, and I just want I always put it up there every once in a while. But you're the type of guy who would like to hear this. Hold on one second.
Absolutely.
Give me 1 second. I'm moving as fast as I can. That fat bastard Jeffrey Easton. I saved the pictures of burning down the warehouse in Chicago. I have the letters. Senator Crapo. What's his name? Who's the guy from who used to be the Goldman Sachs guy? The War Room. What the hell's his name? Steve Bannon.
War Room. Yeah, Bannon.
Talking about naked short seller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he talked about the AMC. He called out Adam Aaron.
Yeah, they all know about it.
Mm-hmm.
They all know about it.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. When exposing a crime is treated as committing a crime, you are being ruled by criminals. Pat Byrne put that up a while ago. I'll retweet it. And just saying that this is the type of stuff. And you could see it, for me talking, I have to feel like a criminal.
Yeah.
And this is criminal. And this is how I look at it,
Absolutely.
Any other questions? Why don't you ask any questions? Adam?
Yeah, somebody's got they brought up NWBO, just the lawsuits. Do you know what's going on with those? He said there's 2 against Ken Griffin.
I'm sure there's 100 of them. The guy's worth $40 billion.
Yeah.
How do you...
Well, I guess you brought up NWBO before, so he was wondering if you'd heard about the lawsuits.
Yeah, I've been following it, Northwest Bio, for 10 years.
Yeah. So he said that I guess it doesn't look good because they're saying nothing wrong with short selling, basically.
Yeah, how does all the court systems, how do they defend these criminals?
Yeah. Well, they'll give people $80 million from Trump for mean tweets.
Oh, that's the most ridiculous thing ever. That woman yells that stuff. I can't even get into that.
No, we
ridiculous.
won't go there. But
it just shows you how crazy the country is.
Yeah.
Listen, I care about one thing. I went around New York City my whole life. 4:30 in the morning, drunk, at parties, running around, nightclubs, all over the city, every night. I've never been in a situation where it was danger, where people were running around with guns or anything like that.
Yeah.
Nothing. And I was in the 18th, the worst places you could be. all over the city. Now it's like the Wild West. You can't go down a block at night. You don't know who's hanging. There's gangs of people standing on corners around 42nd Street, Times Square. All the migrants are running. I mean, it's just awful. I care about one thing. Safety for me, my family, people walking around, tourists. I feel so bad. They come to the city. They think it's so great to come here, and they're just in a shit show.
Yeah.
It's just if you come here and you don't know what the hell you're doing, I feel awful for them.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one night I went to park the car. I parked my car in front of Fox, and I had to stay there from 4:30 in the morning to 7:30 when the truck came and parked in front of Fox, so that Charlie Payne and all those people could see the truck. There were people going to the Today Show with their families because it's right near there, the morning shows.
Yeah.
And walking around in the dark. There's no police. And I see the parents huddled with their kids scurrying around, like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, trying to get to the TV show so they can get it, on the camera or whatever the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
Do you know how dangerous it is at that time in the morning? It's so dangerous that I'm sitting in my car with my doors locked, and instead of closing my eyes waiting for 2 hours, I keep my eyes open and see what's around my car because there's maniacs all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
People laying on the street, right? And it's super dangerous.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what I care about.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Again, when you're walking around, so when I see what's going on in this government and the police department, there's 4 migrants that beat up 5 of them. They beat up a police officer. They let him out with no bail.
Yep.
In New York City. I mean, it's like crazy. You can't go on the subways. People get punched. They get kicked. You name it. Thrown on the tracks. It's insane.
Yeah.
And I used to take the train all the time, all over the place.
Yeah,
because you can get around the city real quick if you know what you're doing.
I visited New York in the early 2000s, late 90s. It was great, and then now my kids are bummed because I won't take them. Like, you guys got to wait till.
My family wants to go. My family wants to go all the time, and I always tell them, "When are we gonna go? Look at a tall building." I don't have time to go down the street and have a gang of people run and bash at my car or try to rob us.
It's not
ain't
worth
gonna
it.
happen.
Not even worth the risk right now.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Right. So again, I'm here for safety, all that stuff. I really don't give a shit if you got 2 heads and you're the president of the United States, but they got to protect us. That's what it's about.
100%.
If you're not going to protect us,
then
we have to take control ourselves.
Yeah. Protect our property.
I know
and our
police
bodies,
officers. Yeah. What are you working for? What are you doing this for?
Exactly.
And if I didn't have kids, I would leave the country and go to Puerto Rico because no one knows where the hell that even is. Even I don't even know where it is in the ocean.
Yeah.
It's impossible to get to, so everyone will just bypass it, and it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
But no taxes. I mean, but again, the stock market is one part of the crimes that are going everywhere from, from Ukraine. It's everyone robbing our money and people coming across the border. It's just insane. The whole thing is crazy. But again, at the stock market, that is the basis that everyone's here, their future. Your pension money's in there. The school pensions money's in there. California the retirement fund is one of the biggest pensions in the world. CalP. CalPERS, CALP.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest in the world. And they put their money into the equity market, and they must lose billions a year just getting siphoned out of them.
Mm.
And then and then the pensions can't meet, the unions can't meet, their people retiring. Everything starts to unwind.
Oh yeah.
Think about it. You have $300,000 in your pension account. You go to retire. The market takes a hit, and you got $100,000 in there. You lose 60% of your money, and it happens all the time.
Oh yeah, easy.
And that's why I keep trying to tell people take your pension money out before it happens.
Yeah.
If you're up 5%, 8%, 10%, take it. Go to the sideline. Rather be safe than sorry, right? If the market gets wiped out, you put your money back in at the low.
Yeah.
Don't do it in 2 days. Don't think you're going to do it in 2 days, but pull it out. Let the world get settled in here. Whatever's going to happen. There's a lot of bad things going on. It has to affect us sooner or later. Everybody's laying people off. They're not laying people off because things are great. All right. The government keeps making it sound great, but be careful if you got pension money.
Hey.
Just tell them go to the sideline.
But CNN tells me the economy. CNN tells me the economy is amazing, Ham. So there's that.
Yeah, they tell you it's amazing. I don't know one person doing well.
I don't either.
How's that one?
Yeah, exactly.
I talk to people all the time. How you doing? I'm losing money. I can't make any money. Blah, 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 blah. That's all I ever hear.
Yeah.
I don't walk down the street, someone's got a king crown on, say, I'm killing it, I'm making money every day. I don't hear that. I used to hear it all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now I don't hear. I hear zero about that.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Let's see.
But,
Somebody asked if
good.
they said it looks like Finger has diluted its stock by 10 million from 27 to 37. Do you know anything about that?
From 27 to 37, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking
They
about.
said it was the Finger's
CEO
float is
said that
diluted.
There's 55 million shares.
Okay.
The float is whatever 24 million, and the shares are held by all people they know.
Yeah. So there you are. It's these guys. They come to me. They tell me.
If they did dilute it.
Yeah.
If they did dilute it, they're doing it to help the company out. If they did do it, but I don't. He said it. Watch the video. He tells you right there what the numbers are. 55 million is the total company.
Well, they come to me and they tell me, like, you know, whatever CNBC or something says, and I'm telling them that's not always accurate. But they want to hear it from you.
Listen, there is the information. There's so many different platforms that have so much different information. It's all the time. Everybody's got different numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a friend of mine wanted to start a service to get all these numbers to be correct, but it's not.
Yeah.
One of the questions I wanted to ask the CEO, which we didn't, is how's the CEO? How would you sign off on your statements if you don't have no idea? How many shares are in your company? You don't have no idea.
Yeah.
No one knows what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Robert F. Kennedy, you just posted that, had affairs with 37 women in 2001.
Isn't that crazy? I had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah. And his wife, he kept a diary of each one. His wife read it, and she went out and hung herself. I'd never heard that story, but it was all over once I looked it up. Isn't that crazy? God.
I don't know how you could run around, do that all day, and do stuff. It's crazy.
I don't know. He's been running for president for 6 months.
I haven't met 37.
Yeah.
I haven't met 37 women in a year. Right? Where do you have time to meet 37 women?
I thought he was Wilt Chamberlain.
I mean, where do you find yourself meeting everybody? You walk out the door, shake my hand. You want to sleep with me?
No, that's the best part. He was doing environmental work, so it was all the hippie girls chasing him, is what it said. It said every time he went and did environmental work, the girls would chase him, the environmentalist girls. So they probably, didn't shave their legs.
Let's see. What else you got?
Finger said revenue was down because of a pullback in the Chinese economy. In the Chinese economy. Said the missed accounting was only a bit of the issue. So that's Matthew Thompson saying that. He's asking if you know anything else on that. That's on the Williams interview, I guess.
Yeah, it was on. I wasn't part of it. William did it by himself. So listen. He said that in the interview that whatever they miss in this quarter is going to be big in the next one, right? Or whatever the year end. But he had these weird numbers that their year end is in February, and the accounting, that's why people, you got to go to these things. If you have questions about specific things that get you irked, that's the time you have to ask those questions. I don't have the complete details, and I'm not an accountant, so it's hard for me to. I'm just going by what the CEO said in the video. Just watch it again. Maybe you can figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lots of people asking what's up with GTII, but you covered that pretty well already.
There's nothing I can say. There's people offering the company deals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of them was the Trento Mines. William met the guys in D.C. They spoke with William because William knows mining. I know nothing about mining. Yeah. I don't even have a shovel. I couldn't tell you how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I never seen a mine. I never owned a mining stock. I know nothing about it. So William met with them, and he said they presented it to the company.
Yeah.
Where does it go from there? We heard those guys went back to Chile to work some out with the government. I don't know. That's all I know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Does it work? I have no idea.
Yeah.
So how can I base anything based on what we're hearing hearsay?
Yeah.
So there's been a couple other people that have reached out to the company. The company has to do due diligence and all that shit before they could do anything anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So You know, these are not easy to do when you're. Listen, if you're the guy who's bringing a deal to the table. The value of GTII is the shareholder base in the short position. That's what that's the value of the company right now.
Yeah.
So to come in and want to be part of this and put a business in here, you could ignite and make this thing a wonderful stock and something great.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they all want to do.
Yeah.
But the problem is that, you know, do they get cold feet going to the altar? You don't know. I have no idea.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no way to know. Business deals they're hard to pull off. They are. I've been in them.
Listen, 1-800-Lawyers was going to be a done deal.
Mm-hmm.
But the attacks on the stock scared him away, because how do you combat it? If we can't combat it, how is he going to combat it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And to put a wonderful company in here, you know, I'm sure as an attorney he made calls to see what's going on with the SEC and what are they going to do. Maybe that scared him away. I don't know. I don't know the guy.
Yeah.
But you know, that's the type of stuff that chases people away. And that's due to what? Fraud. There's no other reason.
Yep.
The stock was $5. They killed it down to $2. And you're sitting there trying to cut a deal saying, wait a second, it was just worth $5. Now it's worth $2. I have to change all my numbers because the valuation has changed in 2 minutes. Look at Finger Motion. It's done nothing but have good news. Nothing but good news. They had the setback in the quarter. They addressed what happened. They came out, they're issuing a dividend. The company presented at a conference. It went great. William can tell you that. People were there, were 50 people there.
Mm-hmm.
What's the negative? The company's growing. It got all these different sectors. Business is growing. Who keeps selling it down? Who manipulates it all day back and forth? Not us.
Yeah.
I can't even watch it anymore. It gives me a headache.
Yeah, I just check in a couple times a day now.
I'm just saying that we used to watch it all day long. I'm like looking at it saying,
yeah.
Who is doing this? It's you're basically shuffling a chair around all day long. Like, you know,
mm-hmm.
you're trapped in this stock. I keep trying to tell everybody.
Yeah.
Finger Motion, to me, is my opinion of it, is a company that's gonna light this thing up.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what's second, but the Chinese government is behind these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody wants to get into that market. It's the biggest market in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You could say it had downturns, they're not going back to just being farmers.
No.
If you ever been to China, you'll sit there and say, holy shit, I've been there. I've been there 3 or 4 times already. Their cities are beautiful. Everyone was working and doing stuff. So they had a real estate collapse. How many buildings in New York and San Francisco got wiped out? People got crushed in.
Oh, yeah.
They never talk about it.
Yeah.
They just put a story. Those guys have a $203 trillion, liability here coming up.
Yep.
No one talks about that. That's bigger than anything in the world.
Oh, yeah.
But they pick on the Chinese Evergrande, whatever the hell it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they try to say, the whole Chinese market's going to collapse. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck with that one.
I got one more thing, and then you can head out. But somebody... when they were buying ZJYL, this was going around that they were getting a message warning them when they bought it about a force majeure.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that? Yeah. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. What would you do if you were short at Interactive Brokers?
Yeah, right.
What would you say?
For act of God.
They'd be sitting there saying, be careful, it's a scam, or you ever worry about scam stocks, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I'd be saying the same thing. But it sounds like they're trying to take away the buy button in a different way, correct?
Yeah.
You realize that people buying 2 shares and 3 shares kills them all day long.
Yeah.
You don't think so, but in a stock like this,
that
the
big
2
price?
shares, the 5 shares, the 10 shares, before you know it, it's 100. Before you know it's 500, then it's 1,000 shares.
Yeah.
And people just keep buying 2. I think I know 5 people who bought, a total of today, maybe 1,500 shares.
Yeah.
If they bought it, they tell their friends, and maybe that's another 1,500 now. My friend was buying 500 himself. He was out there buying 500 today.
Yeah.
They buy the dips. Just buy the dips, sell the rips. That's the only way to play this one. But there's a huge problem. The forward splits come in. It takes the volatility out of the stock, but it also creates a massive problem if you're short.
Yeah.
If it's 10 million, it's 200 million. It's 5 million, it's going to be 100 million. Either way, it's a big mess.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's 1 million, it's going to be 10 million. 20 million, excuse me. Just think of it this way to everybody on the phone. If you sold 1,000 shares short, 1,000 shares short at $100, you're saying the company's a scam. You're going to make $100 on this one. You're laughing. I'm going to make 100,000 shares. I'm going to make $100,000. All of a sudden, the stock's up to 300. You're down 200,000. The most you can make is 100, and you're down 200. You have to be insane to play a game like this.
Oh yeah.
And most people do not play it. Big shorts, big players. It's very dangerous both ways.
Mm-hmm.
So if they have big players that are big in the name, and then small players poking around, that's a mixture for disaster for the shorts.
Oh yeah.
Because when the people put these bids up for 200-300 shares, and all they're trying to sell is 100 shares, trying to mark it down, you can see they're basically out of gas.
Yep.
They're selling 100 shares at a clip, and those 100 shares they try to sell, they hit the bids, are being sucked up by somebody. It drives them nutty.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's that. So we're all good now. Everybody's all right. Cool. You're all right.
Yeah, there's a couple small. I mean, okay. So somebody just asked, is there any way they mess with a forward split? I've never seen that, but yeah.
No.
So, yeah, nothing else
Public
really.
companies can do whatever they like.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing we don't control is the settlement.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is that, hey, listen, I just watched that show on Prime about Kelsey. It was very good. If you wanted to watch
What's it called?
It's on Amazon Prime. It's about Kelsey, the Kelsey brothers.
Oh.
But it's more about the one guy from the brother from the Eagles. What's his name? Jason?
Oh yeah, Jason.
I forgot his name.
The one I like.
It was very good. It was very good.
Okay.
You can actually watch that with your wife. It's a family.
All right.
Talks about his family, his wife having kids.
All right, I'll have to check that out.
Thoughts about retirement. It was very good. It's better than that stupid show you told me to watch. Mr. Whatever it was, whatever the hell
You know
it was.
what? I had to try. But you can watch your happy shows. It's okay. I didn't know. I'm figuring you out. You like to fight during the day, laugh at night. I got it now. It's okay.
That's exactly right. If anyone ever watched That's My Boy with Adam Sandler, that's the type of humor I like.
All right. Well, we can't speak to
anyway,
taste
listen,
either.
have a great night. And people, lay off of William.
Yeah.
He's having a tough time. So
a lot of people
lay off him
Yeah, a lot of people in this chat were defending him when you were speaking. So I think that you got a lot of good ones.
Listen, if anyone ever says something, stand up, help him out, because he's not good at defending me. I don't give a shit. I just hang up on you. I could care less.
Yeah.
He tries to talk his way out of it. People trying to blame him for things. We listen. This system is broken. We just read what John Bird is writing here. We're all being robbed.
Yeah.
And you know what? I understand you're being robbed, but it can turn around in a second. In 1 second, things change.
Yep.
All right, and when it does change, I think it's great that most of you guys haven't been around a long time. I'm talking a year, 2 years, but change will change your life.
Mm-hmm.
If you were long GameStop at the bottom, it changed your life.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you were long at AMC at $2, $3, it changed your life.
Yep.
If you were long ZJYL at 10, it changed your life.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different, and finger motion is something that can change your life. If the SEC is going to force this issue, which I think is coming,
Mm-hmm.
GTI will change your life.
Yeah.
I just can't say, hurry up and go buy it based on what? I don't even know what to say. Based on what? I have to see something. There'll be a sign, SEC, ex-SEC enforcement, ex-SEC chairman speaking up about it. Someone stepping up there. Elon Musk can step up here and end the game in a minute if he speaks.
Yeah. Well, something
someone
has to
needs
happen. I mean,
Pat Byrne.
it's getting so bad. There's something going to break at some point. I'm looking towards March really carefully because that's when the Fed's pulling all the banking stuff, and I just think there's going to be all kinds of crazy volatility at that point. It's just getting worse.
Yeah, it's just getting worse. And like looking at it, I'm looking, saying, okay, the liability on these things are infinite. Who's doing it all?
Yep.
And how are they letting them destroy U.S. public companies is just insane.
Oh yeah.
South Korea, India, people yelling at us. South Korea, India, Malaysia, Canada, the UK, everybody's talking about it.
Yep.
Something that I'm telling you, years ago, how would you like to do this? I started in 2000. How would you like to be in 2010 where there's no news, no good news anywhere? And we were fighting, looking for news, trying to keep the fight going.
Yeah.
We would be happy with a scrap.
Mm-hmm.
That would be positive. Now we get something every 3 minutes. I can't even keep up with it. There's so much stuff out here.
It's unbelievable what Twitter has done since it's been unlocked. It just makes it so much faster. I can't keep up every day. It's hard.
Right. Someone put this guy up here who talked about the short, the GameStop. I forget this guy's name. The video game with this Ian Carroll, whoever he is.
He's good. You'd like his stuff. He's good.
Yeah, I'm just saying, he just put it up there again. They're selling us counterfeit. Everybody knows.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how do you keep letting it go on?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway, listen, everyone, have a great night. I'm gonna go take a shower and get ready to take my pot gummy, and see you tomorrow.
All right, Ham. Take care. See you.
All right, have a good night.
You too. Bye. All right. Sorry, guys. I couldn't get to every question. There's always so many, but I feel like he got to a lot of them, so that was good. Let me see if there's anything I can catch you up on before I go, because I'll be heading off here in a second. Thanks, Brenda. Yeah, please like if you guys don't mind. Let's get it out there. Yeah, Jeff, that's I think that's what Chen said. You can go back and watch it, but I'm pretty sure that's how he broke it down with the shares. Jay, sorry I didn't get to your E-Trade question, but I can tell you what he'll say. He'll just say, well, that's what they do. That, that shows you they can't. I can't do a good Ham right now. My voice is still too deep, but he'll like, that shows you they got a problem, something like that. So that's basically how that would go. I know he won't have details specifically for E-Trade. I've just heard him answer all this so many times. I can tell you to like 95% what his answer will be on that. It's always the news stuff, but anything like that, I pretty much know Ham's answers now. Updates on GDC, people were asking. Ham spoke on it very lightly earlier. He says, he said once the other day, he said if once ZJYL breaks 300, and when he says, I think he meant holds above 300, he says watch GDC. And then he said the other day that GDC looks primed for another run. So, but Ham's not big into that company as far as the fundamentals, the knowledge on the company, all that. He just knows that his buddy who's got thousands and thousands of shares is deep in it, and is plan on holding for a long time. So and sending it up high. What else? Let's see. Does Ham trust Borders? I don't know. I mean, Borders has had a really bad track record. I think overall, my messages came up. That's funny. I forgot you guys were watching the screen. What was I gonna say? Borders is, I think he's on the right side. I think he's a fighter, but he just has not had a good track record with his stocks lately. I don't know if it's a trust thing or what, but the whole Borders thing has just kind of gone away. I don't know what he's doing much more than being like a Twitter warrior right now and just getting information out there. So thanks, AC. Have a great night. Where's the price start after a split? It'll be 20 times down where it is the day after it splits. So there you go. If it's at 300, that means it'll be $15. So if it's 200, it'll be $10. There you go. My ham cells were Jewish and NYC Italian. Yeah, see, well, that's part of the problem. I can't really do voices right now because my voice is very monotone because of this thing I'm still getting through. But anyways, guys, hey, thanks, Ryan. I appreciate that. I mean, it helps that I had great guests. But on that note, guys, I'm going to head out. I'm going to call it a night. That was a hour and a half stream. We covered a lot. A lot of your guys' questions that came in later, Ham did talk about earlier in the stream, so I recommend going back and watching. He talked about a lot of things. So I don't own NWBO, Jay. I don't. I have not been able to stretch myself out that far yet. I'm in a couple things, and that's really all I can do right now. So, but anyways, I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. I will members. I owe you because last weekend I got sick. So you guys will definitely get some this weekend. I might be on tomorrow night. I'm not sure yet. Let's just see what the news is like. If it's a slower day, don't expect to see me. But if a lot happens, if anything really interesting happens, I might get on for a short live tomorrow night. Other than that, you might see me Sunday since there's no football. So I'll have more time this weekend. And then members, you'll definitely see me probably Saturday. And yeah, but it's been good, guys. Just a wild week, interesting week. If you missed it, I do recommend going back 2 lives, listening to Pedro. That was fantastic. He lit it on fire, told so much about what's going on in the markets, how we got here, talks a lot about the history of the corruption building up to this point, the last 2 decades. And then last night, if you're really interested in seeing what's going on with the banks and the Fed right now and why I think March is going to be very volatile, I recommend watching yesterday's stream or at least listening to it. So on top of that, guys, I'm going to say a quick prayer. Bless you guys as we head out. If that's not your thing, please like, subscribe, share on the way out. Let's get this information out there. Let's get Ham out there to more people to learn, get Pedro's stream out there to more people to learn about what's going on. Just tell your friends, like, you guys don't believe the stock market's corrupt? Listen to this Pedro stream. Listen to how we got here. You guys don't believe it's crazy things are happening right now? Listen to this guy talk Ham, let people know because it could save them a lot of money going forward with their retirements and stuff. So anyways, love you guys. And let me just say a prayer on our way out. And yeah, look for me. Maybe I'll let you guys know on Twitter if I'm going to go live this weekend. So, all right. God, thank you for another day. Thank you for Ham, the fighting out there, Lord. And William, I bless William. I pray he finds strength and get some financial breakthrough, Lord, whether it's a good job or a stock running, something, God, that just helps him out. And he's just a great guy, and he's given so much to this community. We just want to bless him back as we can. And just thank you for what you're doing. I know things are happening. I know you're moving mountains for us, and it's only a matter of time till this all comes down. And thank you for this to keep growing, momentum growing. That just tells me that it's only a matter of time. So we love you and thank you and bless everybody here in Jesus' name. Amen. Bless you guys. Love you much. And have a great night.